Welcome to Deep in the Stripes, the sickest Bengals podcast around. I am your host, Elise Jesse, and I am coming to you from Paycor Stadium. I am overlooking the field right now. Man, it looks gorgeous. And also this morning, it felt like football weather. So it just kind of felt like football season was already here in a way. But we're going to dive into rookie minicamp. We're going to dive into the Trey Hendrickson situation, Joe Burrow finally showing up, and Geno Stone taking a pay cut.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Deep in the Stripes with Elise Jesse.
From 31 yards, McPherson. And Cincinnati is heading to the Super Bowl. They did it. They beat Mahomes at home. Wow, Joe Burrow. No way.
The sickest Cincinnati Bengals podcast. It's gonna be sick.
All right, the Cincinnati Bengals holding a one-day rookie minicamp, and did they do much? No, they didn't. It's rookie minicamp. They're just going through drills. The strength coach, Joey Boze, took them through a few warm-ups. They hopped around a little bit. I mean, nothing of serious note to be reported from Bengals rookie minicamp outside of the fact that there were two rookies who did not participate today, and that would be first-round draft pick Shemar Stewart, and also, oh my gosh, can't even think of his name. Let me look at him. Demtrius Knight. Wow, not a snub to Demtrius. I just literally, his name like fell out of my brain. Those two guys not participating today, but they also haven't signed contracts. So they have, and Zach Taylor also noted that he was asked about both of those guys standing on the sidelines today, and Zach just kind of noted that they're still working through their contracts, and he didn't think that it was really that big of a deal at all. And what the coaches are mainly looking for with a rookie minicamp is how well these guys absorb and retain information as far as like lining up where they're supposed to be, how they go through a drill. It's all about seeing how much capacity mentally these guys have at this point. It's really their first impression. It's the coach's first impression of the rookies. And I feel like at this point in the season, if there's nothing really significant to report, that's usually a good sign, right? Like you just want guys to get through May, June, and specifically July healthy, so they're available and ready when the time comes for meaningful games to be played. I've said this before, I definitely think that training camp is going to be much more interesting this week, but of course, I mean, all 32 teams around the league are laced with optimism in the offseason, and hopefully the Bengals will give us a little marinade to continue the optimism into the season and throughout the summer for this team. There will be a lot of competition, especially in the defensive line room, offensive line room as well. That will be very interesting. I'll be keeping my eyes out on that. Joe Burrow showing up. We've got to reference that because he was in Miami the weekend before, and then he was at the Met Gala. So he was not in Cincinnati for OTAs. And then he does show up, and Zach Taylor just kind of noted how his presence and his leadership is so important for the rest of the working roster. To see him working in person, physically see him out here doing the work goes a long way for the younger guys who are just coming in, or maybe some of his other teammates that are here working as well. So he shows up. Other news of note is that Geno Stone takes a $1.5 million pay cut. So he is now making just under $5 million. And he was asked about whether or not that money might go to Trey Hendrickson, and he thought maybe it would. Trey Hendrickson still has not shown up yet. That's kind of expected after everything that has kind of transpired with Trey in the off season, ever since the season ended, like being granted a trade request and being granted the ability to go out and find another team. And however, I do think that the Bengals would like to keep Trey Hendrickson around. They would like to sign him. Now, will Trey Hendrickson show up for the season on the current contract? I personally don't think so, but things could change. You never know. The Bengals signing 13. Let me double check on my email real quick, y'all, just to make sure I got it right. I don't want to give you wrong information. Yes, they signed 13 rookies today. One of them in particular, I'm really looking forward to talking to. Caleb Etienne, I'm looking forward to hearing from and hearing just about his journey through college and he did get signed today, but having to compete for a roster spot still. Like, you still have to come out and prove yourself. You still have to win a job. What I like about Caleb so far that I've been looking at right now is that he has college experience at the tackle and guard position. So he would be, if he doesn't get a starting spot, he would be a really good depth piece, I think. So interested to see like where he is mentally and how he is fitting in, how he is absorbing the information given to him, and how he is doing so far, because you really want to get these rooks up to speed by the time training camp hits. Since they only have, it's already May, so they only have a few weeks, maybe 6 weeks or so, to get ready for training camp and be on the level that they need to be in order to win the job. And rookies coming in, they're not just competing against other guys on their level. They are competing against other guys who have been in the league for multiple years, who have been in the system, who have been coached by a lot of these coaches. And so they are used to this. So this is nothing new for them. So I feel like when you're coming in and it's not new for you and you're already acclimated to your surroundings and the people around you, like things just move faster for you and you're able to process things a lot faster. You're able to, and essentially you look better out on the field when you're able to process a lot quicker. So that's that. What else do I have for you? Oh, Zach Taylor was also asked about what his message is to the undrafted free agents. And essentially what he said is, if you are undrafted, come to Cincinnati. We're going to give you the same opportunity as draft picks. So draft picks and also undrafted free agents were out on that field early this morning. And I mean, good to see them out there. I know that the Bengals have been criticized for holding just a one-day rookie minicamp. Back in the day, it used to be an entire weekend of camp, and they have condensed that. And honestly, I think that is the best play, because all these guys really need to do is get it right from a mental standpoint and understand where they need to be, where they need to line up, what is expected of them in a certain drill, and understand the playbook. So to me, personally, I don't think it's a big deal if the Bengals hold just a one-day minicamp. So no big deal. Now the coaches, this kind of is a big deal for the coaches, I guess you could say, because they're looking at, how these guys process information, especially being in a brand new environment. They were in college for multiple years and now they are in the pros. How do they conduct themselves professionally, and how do they conduct themselves around their teammates? How do they approach coaches and the other people around them? All of that is just kind of being looked at. It's certainly not an evaluation process. Zach Taylor even noted that this morning, that they're not evaluating the guys per se, but they are just kind of seeing and feeling out how these guys do get acclimated. So that will go a long way. Hopefully they can get acclimated quickly. I'm interested I have not spoken to Shemar Stewart yet, so I'm interested to talk to him. Demtrius Knight as well. I'm interested to speak with him, and Jalen Rivers as well. Want to hear from him. So I will be just kind of reporting back at some point next week on how everything kind of went today, how these guys are getting used to the city and getting adjusted, and interested to talk to some of these guys who were able to sign their contracts. And I know that's a big moment for a lot of them. It's a lot of money. When they see that money on the page, they're like, oh my gosh. It's a big life-altering moment for a lot of these guys. So I'm interested to speak to them and see how that goes. But right now, we're looking at the Bengals roster. It's still a working roster, and trying to see where they are able to get better ahead of the 2025 season. Because if you have a healthy quarterback and multiple healthy receivers, and you fail to make the playoffs with your guys setting records, you have a lot of improvement to do in a lot of different areas, and that will be assessed over the summer. I'll see you next week.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Deep in the Stripes with Elise Jesse on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.